Mark chapter 14. Now the Passover and the festival of unleavened bread were only 2 days away, and the chief priests and the teachers of the law were scheming to arrest Jesus secretly and kill him. But not during the festival, they said, or the people may riot. Then Judas Iscariot, one of the 12, went to the chief priests to betray Jesus to them. They were delighted to hear this and promised to give him money. So he watched for an opportunity to hand him over.
Mark chapter 14, verses 1 and 2 and 10 and 11. I'm sat outside the churchyard of St Mary Magdalene, South Bersted, where it's my privilege to be vicar, on a seat that is in memory of Mary Wheatland, who died on the 1st of April 1924, aged 89. She was born in 1835, Mary Norris. She was known as Bognor's bathing lady. And in her lifetime, she saved the lives of over 30 people. She taught many to swim as she ran bathing machines just by the pier on the seafront. That was all the rage back in the Victorian times, when showing flesh wasn't the done thing. So people got inside of a bathing machine in order to cover up their modesty. Well, Mary Wheatland didn't like to talk about what she did, and it was one of my predecessors, vicar here, writing for the Bersted Parish magazine, that a story that then got picked up by the London Advertiser in 1879. By that stage, Mary Wheatland had saved over 20 lives, and she needed to be goaded a bit to talk about it. She didn't like to betray a confidence, and apparently on one occasion, what she described as 6 sportive nymphs that were playing out of their depth were drowning together as a batch, and despite all of their clothes that were waterlogged, Mary swam back 6 times and rescued each one. Well, as a result, apparently they paid her £2 back rent and would send her a bit of beef at Christmas. As I say, she didn't like to betray a confidence. Unlike Judas, whose betrayal he is famous for. In fact, even today, although people don't know much about the Bible, often on quiz shows, the name Judas still has a meaning to people when it comes to betrayal and money. You see, the religious leaders were looking for a way of arresting Jesus and having him put to death. But it was Passover time. Jerusalem was absolutely full to bursting with pilgrims, and the Romans had very itchy trigger fingers when it came to any kind of unrest. And in fact, it will be those religious leaders who would be for the high jump if things kicked off. So they wanted to do things secretly. And incredibly, even though Judas had spent 3 years with Jesus, he, at the last moment, betrayed him for money. You know, it's often our downfall When Paul was writing to Timothy, it's the love of money that is the root of all evil, and that will pierce, will trap many people. What will you be famous for? Mary Wheatland is famous as Bognar's bathing lady, saving many lives. The woman who anointed Jesus is famous. Judas is famous for his betrayal. How about you? Father, please save me from the love of money. May I not be pierced and trapped by it. And may I never betray Jesus, but be faithful to him to the end. Amen.